Hey everyone, how are you? I am happy to see you guys. Hope you guys are happy to see me too. This is another video and not a short, because usually sometimes I'll load up a short. But anyways, I wanted to talk on this subject. I think it's a good subject to talk about. As you guys can see the title here, submission. And specifically, I'm just going to talk about what submission means to me. As myself, as me being a submissive wife to my husband and submissive to my children. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but if you're okay with realness and you're okay with the unknown, continue to listen. But if you feel that you may be offended because you couldn't see yourself submitting to your spouse or your husband or your boyfriend or anything, this might not be the video for you, and you're not obligated to watch it, with all due respect, but maybe another video might be for you. But in this case, I'm going to talk just slightly, just a little bit. I won't talk too much because I know I can talk a lot. That's my specialty. Sarcastically saying for myself. But anyways, when it comes to submission for me, being a submissive wife and a submissive mother for me starts off with God, because my faith in God is so much stronger than even my kids and my husband. Anyone who is a Christian or any type of faith background in general, if you believe in God, no matter what faith you are, you will understand what I mean. If you haven't yet to read the scriptures, or you haven't yet to read a Bible or the Bible, I would suggest that you do so. That's why it's one of the #1 selling books in the whole entire world. This is why, because it's available, it's free for everyone to read. So it starts off for me personally with God and what He requires of me, and what He requires me to do to fulfill His all of what a woman and what He created shall do. Is my way of putting it. And so because I put God first, in many scriptures, I won't get all into it here, but in many scriptures, us women have certain duties. And one of those duties are to submit to our husbands, because this is what the Lord blessed us with. I know it might sound odd for some women who are not accustomed to this. I have been accustomed to this. However, my submission many years ago, I'm going to say 10 plus years ago, was very different than my submission now. My submission before was still like half, I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and then the other half was, but I cook and clean and do all of these things for you. So as the years has passed by, and of course, my current husband now, my only and last husband now, Victor, and my children, I dote on them. Whatever they want, I give to them. I'm not talking about money, because not all the times I have money, but when I have money, that I give them too, and vice versa. We're very open and honest with each other as a family. Respect and honesty runs in our family. Respect and honesty is key. Respect and honesty will take you far. No matter who you are, color, race, creed, it doesn't matter. Respect and honesty will take you far. So, because of that, I want my kids to know, not only because I'm their mom, that this is not a two-way road, you know? I want them to know at all times that just as much as I dote on them, they can dote on me too, and it's okay. But as their mother, it is my duty, I feel, my point of view only, and probably many others' point of view, but I'm talking on my behalf. It is my duty. I lay down and I have them, and it is my duty to take care of them, whether or not they're 30, whether or not they're 18, whether or not they're 10. It is my duty, my sole duty, to take care and nurture my kids, and they will be my kids forever. What I don't understand, what I will never understand personally, is how the bond breaks and how all of a sudden your kids become somebody else separate to some other people. You know, after they get older, all of a sudden, she's an adult now, she's on her own. Yeah, she's my kid, but No, there's no buts with me when it comes to my kids. Call me submissive to my kids. Call me whatever you want. Call me a sucker for my kids. That's okay. But my daughters love me. My daughters will be there for me. My daughters are here for me now. I have an 18-year-old and she's a virgin, no boyfriend, no friends. She works full time, more than 40 hours a week, and she works hard, and she helps her mother too, as well as she helps herself, and she's being independent. So I'm proud to say that, because now these days, some of these girls are pregnant by the time they're 15. Back in the days, they were pregnant by the time they were 13, 12. Some folks, this is not brand new, but now it's becoming more of a trend, a regular thing now, and everything is becoming a little bit too loose for me, from my personal belief. So when it comes to my kids, yes, I'm very submissive to my kids, because if you can't be submissive with your kids, you can't be submissive with anybody, as far as I'm concerned, my point of view. And then when it comes to my husband, because I am gifted to have a husband like mine that does for me, and I'm not talking about financially. Yeah, financially he does too, but that's separate. I don't pick money over God, so we're not going to sit here and classify money as the reason why I'm with my husband. No way at all. No matter what my husband has, I am with him for his heart, for his soul. I'm not with him for his looks. I'm not with him for what he can give me and what he can't, because we equally are here for each other. Financially, not financially, physically, everything. We are partners. We're partners. However, he's the man and he wears the pants, and I'm okay wearing the skirt. I'm okay with that. However that may sound, but I am okay with that. I love people. People love me. I am who I am. Many years ago, I was not okay with wearing the skirt because I wanted to wear the pants and the skirt. And I realized real quickly that you can't do that. Us women have to be slow to anger. Us women have to take our time. And us women must and should and shall, according to the Lord, submit to our husbands. Because it's the right thing to do. And ultimately, if you want to walk through the gates of heaven, this is my point of view, according to my faith, want to walk through the gates of heaven, you want to do the best you can do on this earth as the Lord has instructed us to do. Men have things they need to do too. Men have rules by the Lord that they need to follow. Just like we all have the 10 commandments, well, the Lord has rules for men and for women, as we know. The scriptures tell us we should be abiding by them, but unfortunately not all of us abide by them. We're not perfect. The Lord has already let us know that we weren't going to be perfect. But to the flip side of that, check this out. Here's the beauty in this, ladies. When you submit to your husband submits to you too in the most beautifulest way. Not only does he take care of you, but he respects you more. He gives you more of that dignity. He gives you your place. He lets you enjoy being soft. We can stay in the house and, cook and clean and stuff. And let's say, granted, I don't like to cook. I don't know, somebody left a comment on my video. I was like, if you don't know the difference between granted and granted, whatever. Okay, I don't respond to ignorance like that. It is what it is. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be, but I definitely can give advice. So anywho, we all can give advice. We can learn from everybody. But if it was a thing where I need to do this, I need to do that, or maybe I don't want to clean, my husband does not come home and say, why you didn't clean this, why you didn't clean that. However, because I've learned to be submissive to my husband, he's learned to be patient with me, and because I give a little, take a little, well, I take a little, and I give a lot per se, I would say myself, but I take a little because I don't like to take 2 arms just because one person gave me an arm, I like to take just little by little and appreciate and value the little bit that I get. And that's how I am with my husband. That's why it's easy for me to submit to him, because number 1, I don't require much. Number 2, the only thing that I need to be focused on is taking care of my family and loving my husband and loving my children. So then later on, and throughout my life in general, every second of the day, the Lord continues to love on me. And then the love is going to come from the blessings that the Lord gives me. And then my family is going to love on me and dote on me even more, because I am being the mother and wife that I need to be. I know this may be hard. Maybe the way that I explain it, other people may explain it more like, what do they call it? A PowerPoint way, a way that you can understand a little better. I'm sorry if this is a hard way to understand. Maybe I'm sorry the way I say it. Um, but what I want to make clear is I love doing what I do because the Lord blesses me, will continue to bless me, and I want to walk through the gates of heaven according to what the scriptures have promised me. And even if it wasn't the scriptures, to be honest with you, the reality of it is that the Lord's way and his understanding, it just works better. I know went back and I said if there wasn't the scriptures, but there are the scriptures. But, if I didn't read the scriptures, if somebody else told me this advice, the reality of it is that that the Lord's way works better. It just simply works better. It's more fulfilling. And as you work on yourself more, if you're a lady that's watching this and you're like, I need to do something better, if you work on yourself more as being the submissive person to your husband, your partner, your fiance, whatever that may be, whatever man figure that's in your life. If you're living with a man, that's your man, that's what I'm talking about. So respect, point blank. I don't care if you're married on paper or not, but respect, submit to your husband. It's a beautiful thing because you'll bring the softer side out in him. You'll hear things from him that you would never hear otherwise. I've experienced this, and my husband is aware that I've experienced this, just like I've seen things in myself that I'm like, oh my God, thank you, the Lord, for providing me this knowledge. Thank you for providing me this patience that I have in order to succeed with my family and not break up family, not build it up and then break it down. And then, you want to stay with the same person for years to come. Nobody really wants to leave their partner unless you have true, deep issues with that partner where you're like, this is not going to work out. I get it. There are relationships like that where it's just not going to work out. You got to let it go. You guys can both let it go on both sides, very calmly and clean. Nice. You don't want to end anything rough or anything like that. Just end it nice and clean. Have a good heart. But God loves us more. And if you put God before anything and his requirements, then submission will be easy. It will be easy. Submission is not boring. Submission is not upsetting. Submission is none of that. Yes, you're going to have the moments where your husband or your partner may say to you, well, why does the bathroom look that way? But you got to look on the flip side of that and say, well, analyze it. Say, well, maybe he said it for a reason. Thank God he said it to me. And then you got to think to yourself, am I embarrassed of my bathroom? Am I embarrassed of my kitchen? Am I embarrassed of anything that I need to change? Should I get upset or feel offended because of what he told me? Maybe in the moment you do. But you'll get over it really quick because once you get that bathroom or that kitchen clean, you'll be like, wowzers, this is what it needed to be. Why am I stressing about doing something that should get done either way? You know what I'm saying? So, submit, learn how to submit some more, watch some other videos. But reality, all the submitting thing is really just respect and honesty. Do for your husband just like you want him to do for you. If he doesn't know how to cook or your husband doesn't cook, stuff like that, he doesn't necessarily need to cook. You can go in and cook. If you're not there one day for whatever reason or you're out, I would expect you to expect your husband at that point to kind of feed himself a little bit if you didn't pre-prepare something. Most husbands who have a submitting wife or a wife that submits, usually those husbands usually have a little, I've seen this anyway, they have a little balance with them, They're, they don't really mind, or even your kids don't really mind if one day you just don't feel like it, Like there's a day where we just don't feel like it sometimes, we don't want to. But submitting to your family is a beautiful thing. That's the conclusion. Submit to your family and you'll see that you will reap what you sow. So much more beneficial than the other stuff. And I'm so glad that I don't have to work 40 hours a week. I tell my daughter all the time, it's just because you're young, you don't have any kids. That's why you like working 40 hours a week. Otherwise than that, I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. Too busy for me. I'm okay with being home crocheting. As a matter of fact, I'm almost done crocheting my vest. It's wonderful. I don't know what I'm going to cook tonight. I have to turn in some paperwork for next month food assistance. So I got to do that. Going to run some errands. Anywho's, I know, no need to say all of that, but I guess it is what it is. But thank you all. Thank you all for listening to me. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel if you're subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, I invite you to subscribe so you can see different crazy videos that I load up. They're never really crazy. They're all just informational videos, I would call them. They're point of views that I think that a lot of people would agree with. Nothing to really offend anyone, even though they can come off as offensive to some, maybe too direct. I wouldn't say offensive, but too direct sometimes, my opinions. But anywho's, I'm still me though. I am Pavi. Eventually I'll probably change this channel to It's Just Pavi. You know? Why not? Anyways, but the reason why, oh, and one more thing, the reason why I have Grace Simple 36 is because last month I was 36 before the 19th of September. And then Grace Simple is just because I love the word grace and simple. And in reality, I just need to stop changing my YouTube channel name. But I might just change it one more time to go ahead and place it to It's Just Pavi. Because really, my channel it's just me. And I don't know what else to describe it. I don't do much. I don't do much. So, anyways. I'm driving, you all. I know I shouldn't be doing videos while I'm driving. But I'm out of here. I love you guys very, very much. Kisses. I've been driving too long. I used to race drive. Back in the day, it's been driving way too long. Anyways, you all have a beautiful day. I'm cutting off the video. Bye, y'all.